Hi everybody. We are back again to Ace Punter Twist, and we have our expert, Mr. Ramesha. Thanks, Ramesh, again for being
Hey, thanks, Pratish.
Ace Punter Twist. Again, I'll just try to brief you what Ace Punter is. Ace Punter is a community of sports enthusiasts. Any sports enthusiast can come and provide his view inputs and share whatever he feels about the sports, his views on any game that's happening around the world. So today we are going last week. We are not only going to speak about the IPL, we will have updates on tennis, F1, and then we will go on to the IPL. So I will,
Sure.
ask Ramesha to give us. So we had an interesting, last weekend. So we had tennis and F1 races. So Ramesha, what's the update on the final of French Open last week?
Well, yeah, like I said, we had a very interesting weekend. I mean, we were spoiled for choices. There was Formula One, tennis, and IPL going on simultaneously. So I wish I had a like a three-channel TV, which
Yeah,
could telecast all of them together. Having said
correct.
that, I was switching between multiple sports, but Nadal versus Djokovic was something that was not to be missed. And It was an interesting final for various reasons because it was not like the expected five-setter. It got finished very early, and Nadal had an easy game. But having said that, the scoreline does not reflect the actual game. Though Nadal bageled, that is, won the first set 6-0, it was full of 40-40s or deuces, and it went on for quite a while. Um, but still, Nadal had the upper hand throughout the match. Though Djokovic came back like an equal, almost took a lead in the third set, and then Nadal had to win it by 7-5. So overall, it was not like a much anticipated five-setter. What I felt was Djokovic probably had different thoughts. I mean, if he had played the usual game, we would have probably had a five-setter. But he tried to change his game a bit. He started with a lot of drops, and that was very unusual of Djokovic. He has a classic game. I mean, he has got both superb backhand as well as forehands, and he tried to do something different on the given day. Probably considering that if you play the same game as that of Nadal, that is the baseline game, you'll not be able to beat Nadal. That's a known fact. I mean, nobody can beat Nadal in his game. So probably Djokovic, did a little bit of homework and a little bit of over homework, I believe, by trying to change too much, and that did
But I
not
think
work on a
that
given
was the
day.
right approach for Djokovic. I think, as you said, right, if you, I mean, playing from the back line, I think you would end up playing to Nadal. So I mean, it's very
Absolutely,
difficult to defeat Nadal on
yes.
the clay, right?
On
So
his
I think
game,
it,
yes.
yeah,
Yes, probably. He did little bit too much. I mean, you you have to play to your strengths. I mean, that's what I strongly believe. And Djokovic's strengths are his service and then his overall game. And he could have tried probably a bit of serve and volley. I mean, I might sound a bit strange. Nobody plays serve and volley in French Open because of the slowness of the surface. But still, if he had to change his game, he'd have tried that. That was tried by different opponents during earlier games against Nadal, but of course they did not succeed. He went on to win without dropping a set, but he did a little bit too much on experimentation in the big stage. That's what I felt. But overall, it was a fantastic win for Nadal, equaling um, Rafa's 20 Grand Slams. And there are some very interesting facts I want to share. Um, the number of winners, if you see,
hmm.
Djokovic had 36 winners, Nadal had 31 winners. Okay.
Oh, okay. That's an
Yes,
interesting fact. I
but
think, yeah,
having said that, if you see the unforced errors, Djokovic had
yeah,
52 of them. Okay, overall
okay,
points won by Nadal was around 106 points, and half of them were given by Djokovic. So uncharacteristically, Djokovic ended up doing a lot of unforced errors because of his, trying to do something different, and that completely went against Djokovic. Otherwise, we would have had a fantastic final. But having said that, nothing to take away from Nadal. He's the king of clay. I mean, I don't know when he will lose. I mean, I keep, probably waiting. I mean, I don't wait for Nadal to lose. Having said that, I keep checking, like, whether he might lose this year, next year, but every year, except for the 2 years in 2009 and 2015, 16, he had to retire. He'd lost, of course. But apart from then, he's all at roller coaster. I mean, 13 Grand Slams. Nobody's going to break his record, at least till
Yeah.
probably we see the game. Yeah, so that's a
Yeah,
summary. I mean, it was a strange game. Djokovic, if he had played his game, he would have probably taken 5 sets.
absolutely. I
And
think
yeah,
it was a good game to watch. But I feel Djokovic wouldn't be disappointed because he tried
absolutely.
something different, and I think it
Yes,
didn't come off on that day. And Nadal was
correct. Yeah,
uh,
that's
at his peak,
that
so
I
that
agree.
I
I mean,
don't think he
if he
would be
had
real.
played,
Yeah,
agree. If he had played same game as that of Nadal, nobody can beat Nadal on his game. I mean,
yeah,
you have to do something different. But having said that, the given day did not work for Djokovic. But I also want to, talk about the ladies singles final.
yeah,
With this men's singles, two greats fighting,
yeah. It got lost
everybody,
somewhere.
yeah, everybody. I don't know. The ladies singles should also take, mention. Definitely, it was a good one for Iga Swiatek to win, the first Polish star to win the French Open, and she's just 19. I mean, this actually is a very good sign for women's tennis, because we have seen Serena Williams, and of course, she's dominating for so many years, and we need some new faces. And of course, Iga Swiatek, the first Polish to win any Grand Slam for Poland, is a very good sign for things to come. And she has a fantastic forehand, angled, forehand shots, smashes. Reminds me of not exactly like Steffi Graf, but reminds me of the during her great days, the way Steffi used to have those angled forehands. So she also won the complete French Open. I mean, this French Open title without dropping a set. Great achievement, and congratulations to both Nadal and Iga.
Awesome, awesome. That was great weekend. I think you brought up the ladies thing. I think that was really good because somewhere during men's finals the ladies thing gets lost. So
Absolutely, yeah.
I think before we go on to the next segment, I want to tell you there is a prize for the lucky winner. So a lucky
Sorry,
winner. There's a
just adjusting
question
my video.
which, yeah,
Yeah.
sure. So the lucky winner. So there's going to be a question at the end of this talk, and Ramesh is going to ask us a question, and anybody the one lucky winner is going to take away a prize. So I think I forgot to mention that. So I think keep watching this space. So and try to answer the question. So let's move to F1. I think F1 was also a pretty interesting race. I didn't get a chance to watch it. Ramesh, were you able to watch, and what is your take on the race?
Yeah, I was able to watch in between. Again, it was an uneventful race. The start was good, and Bottas obviously, did very well during the qualification, and he actually had a good start. Of course, in the first lap, the first corner, Hamilton tried to overtake him, but he could not succeed. And the second one, second corner, he had to let Bottas take the lead. But unfortunately, there was an uncharacteristic error by Bottas. He locked in lap 13, I guess, and Hamilton could easily overtake him. And after that, Bottas had to retire, and because of a power failure, and then it was all for Hamilton to take, and he did it pretty well till the 50th lap. Of course, in 50th lap, I think we had a safety car introduction, and even then, Hamilton, nobody could actually overtake Hamilton, and he won it very easily and equaled the record of the greatest Michael Schumacher. But having said that, there was some interesting races, the sub races, I would say. There was for a very short period of time there was a race between Sergio Perez and Leclerc of Ferrari for the third and fourth place. That was an interesting to watch. And then at the very end, we had a good fight between Ricciardo and Verstappen for the second and third place, almost after the introduction of the safety car. So that was also an interesting to watch. And then, of course, it was sort of not a very nice sign. For Ferrari fans to watch Vettel fighting for the 11th and 12th place. So I hope Ferrari will come good in the next year and then take the fight to Mercedes. But it was all along Mercedes and Hamilton. Hamilton, 91st win, is going to definitely beat the record of Michael Schumacher, and deservingly, got the helmet from Nick Schumacher as a sort of a memorabilia. I hope there is some fight. I mean, otherwise, the Ferrari, the Mercedes, they have been dominating for the last few years. We need some fight. We need some, events. I wouldn't say some accidents or stuff like that, but some fight. That's where it is fantastic to watch Formula One. Otherwise, if it is something like 2004 and 5 where Ferrari were dominating and now Mercedes is dominating, it's not great for the sport. So in summary,
yeah. I mean, before we summarize, do you think the craze for F1 in India is kind of reduced? Is that because there's no Indian presence, or is that because we are not finding that kind of interesting races or fight for the title clash? So that's not happening. As you said, Mercedes have been winning pretty easily from last few years. So what do you think? What do you, first of all, my first question is there a dip in the craze of people watching F1? Then the second question is it because of the dominance of Mercedes or dominance of a superior engine or whatever it is? So what do you feel?
Yeah, it's a mix of both. I think, yes, there is definitely, not the same number of people are, at least, the sport is not as popular as before. That's my take. Take from my example, I used to watch every race that Michael Schumacher, Hakkinen, and, all these guys used to do. And later, even Fernando Alonso or Sebastian Vettel, but now, it's pretty given that, one of the Mercedes drivers, most of the times Hamilton will win, right? So that makes it pretty predictable, and that takes some excitement out of the sport. So you need some characters, you need some fight for people to watch. People actually don't like somebody, consistently winning without, others giving a good fight. And then the sport becomes really, boring. And that's definitely a reason why Formula One is probably not popular as before. And also, Indian drivers and Indian circuit, we had a couple of races, and then for various reasons we could not actually continue. And then Indian races, I think, now sponsors. You need sponsors. There's a lot of money involved. Tata's used to sponsor Narayan Karthikeyan, and now I think there is elsewhere. They are looking at other sports like badminton or cricket, of course. And then there is a good amount of interest in football as well, right?
Yeah.
So you need a lot of money. I think otherwise, there won't be any new driver coming from India because it needs a lot of support from sponsors.
Great. I think this was a great insight, Ramesh. I think we'll move on to cricket now. Again, getting back to IPL. I think we have finished the first round of matches. I think each team has played each other. And we'll talk about the top four at this stage on the table. I think we'll start with number four. I think on number four is KKR. right? So KKR is sitting at number 4 at this point of time. What do you think? Who was I mean, at the first leg of the tournament, who do you think was their you know the game changer for them, and who was a key player? And where do you think they will go from here? Now at the fourth stage, I mean fourth place right now.
I feel KKR is not performing, to be in the top four. They have been lucky on a couple of occasions, and then of course they had Narayan, right? He won the matches for them, couple of matches, um, and then now if you see the last couple of matches, their performance has been below par. And then you know Dinesh Karthik had, I don't know for what reason, he's relinquished his captaincy to Ian Morgan in the middle of the IPL.
No,
Uh,
was he forced to do it, or do you think he was
I
he
there
did it on?
was some sort of a campaign, at least online campaign. I read somewhere that he's not my captain, sort of thing. So I think there were multiple reasons. He was also not. He's not performing well. If you see all the previous matches, I think except for a few matches, he has not performed well as a captain. And as a captain, you have to lead it from the front, right? I mean, you will not have otherwise the same authority with the entire team. So I think that's where he was lacking, and he was under pressure. Though they are in top four, you will probably. I mean, my take is they have been a bit lucky, and the weakest team to be in the top four. Of course, they are in top four, the fourth place. But having said that, there hasn't been great performances to recall from KKR. As a solid unit, they've played well in a couple of matches, and they have been close ones. Where for example, the CSK match,
Yes.
CSK ended up losing the very easy match, and of course Narayan had his magic in a couple of matches. Otherwise, there haven't been any performances to recall from KKR.
Yep. So the third team is RCB. So what do you think, RCB? I mean, they're in third
Well,
place. Who
it
are
is
their game changers? Yeah.
RCB's game changers. I think you don't have to. You don't have to tell anybody. I mean, you don't have to. Everybody knows. I think ABD, the Superman, has
What
won
is
them
he?
like
I mean,
he
he's
is a
amazing. I mean,
phenomenon, and he's like the 360. The match that he won yesterday, 55 of 22 balls. I
my
almost
God.
had lost the hope, but he completely turned around. So RCB, having said that, it is of course ABD magic, and then Kohli is also coming to form. So he is among the top run scorers now. I think he's in fourth or fifth place among the top scorers. And of course, Padikkal struggled a bit in yesterday's and some matches, but otherwise they're getting a good foundation. So the weak link is at the top. Aaron Finch is not performing consistently. They need to fire cylinders. They cannot always rely on ABD's magic to win the match. One improvement that I see is their bowling department. They haven't been conceding like how they used to concede before, especially in the death overs. I think Chris Morris and Udana are bringing some stability. Of course, Chahal is a champion spinner. He's performing pretty well, and also not to forget, Washington Sundar has been fantastic. He contains and later, that introduces pressure on the lower order
Washington
batsmen. So
Sundar is like a unsung hero. Like
absolutely,
he bowls
yeah,
uh, power plays. I think most of the matches, I don't think he would have he would have given more than 4 runs per over. I think in 3 or 4
yeah. I
matches, I
think
don't
last couple of matches
matches.
he
Yeah,
was hit,
given.
but otherwise, yes, that being in T20 a spinner, occasionally you get hit. But having said that, I think he has bowled really well. A very intelligent T20 bowler, especially. So overall, RCB is performing well. I think next few matches are very key for them. I think if they end with 16 plus points, a definite top 4 position will be sealed for them. So next couple of matches, because it's all about momentum. So you start winning, you will even win matches that you are not expected to win. I mean, like yesterday, that gives the
Yeah.
confidence to the team. It's so RCB. I think they have all the chances to be in the top 4, continue to be in the top 4 now.
Cool. I think third team as of now, I think it keeps changing, Mumbai Indians and DC.
Right.
But
Yeah.
as of now, I think Mumbai Indians is in 2 because of the win DC had yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll talk about Mumbai Indians. I think runners up last time, and I think they've been doing good. They're not a good starters, but I think
They're winners. Sorry,
can
I
win.
think they're the winners last time.
They're
Um,
winners. Yeah, sorry, they're
yeah.
winners last
Yeah.
time. Yeah. I
Yeah. The
think
defending
CSK
champions.
was CSK won
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
previous.
You. I mean, they have won multiple times, so you don't know.
Correct. Yeah,
Uh,
yes, correct.
uh,
Last time.
Mumbai, they have a full of champions. I mean, their team is the team to beat, I would say. Like at the top, and then you have Quentin de Kock, who is also doing pretty well in the Nishant, and then you have the Pollards and the Pandays, Pandyas, Hardik Pandya and Kunal Pandya. They have a superb unit, the batting unit, as well as bowling. I mean, they have the 3 frontline seamers led by our own, uh, Bumrah, and then you have Pattinson, and then the New Zealander. I mean, Trent Bolt. All of them are doing, and then on the spin department, I thought they lack a bit in the spin department, but Chahal, sorry, not Chahal,
Rahul Chahar.
Chahar,
Rahul Chahar. Yeah.
Rahul Chahar. Yeah, he's one. I tell you, a wrist spinner like our Chahal. He's a very very intelligent bowler, and I feel Mumbai is the team to beat. They will most likely end up in finals again.
Cool. So let's talk about DC. I think DC never won. I think similar to
Yeah,
RCB. RCB at least were
right.
in finals, a couple of times, but DC has never been in finals. I think I
Right.
don't know when they were last, a part of the playoffs. I'm not aware of that. I think it's been few years now. So
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
don't
there's a
remember? Yeah.
I don't remember. So I think. I think amazing change, right? From last year again, Ricky Ponting was their coach along with Saurav. I think this year they've done an amazing job. They have a good team. I think they've done some good picks, and now they're on top
Yeah.
of the table.
Absolutely. If you talk about teamwork, it is DC this time. The entire team is performing very well. You cannot pick one or the other. Of course, they have even fantastic bowling unit as well. At the top, you have our Shikhar Dhawan. He played a fantastic innings yesterday, though he got some chances. Of course, everybody gets chances. It is the matter of utilizing the chances, and he did pretty well. And then Shreyas Iyer, and their bowling unit, the again the pastry of Rabada, Nokia, and then and then you have uh, one more pacer. I'm not able to recall. They have a fantastic pace unit.
Stan-
Um,
Okay, you
yeah, and then you have the
Stoinis,
all-rounder,
Marcus
the
Stoinis.
Stoinis. Yeah,
Yeah,
Stoinis. He's been a game changer. I mean, he has actually done pretty well in a couple of matches. So overall, their team is something to watch out for because of the entire unit performing in unison. I mean, that is a fantastic thing to watch. I mean, you actually want such teams to win because at the end of the day, it is the entire team which is performing pretty well. So I'm very happy for DC. I hope they continue the same form, and they have all the chances. I mean, of course, their place in the top 4 is mostly cemented. I mean, they just need to win a couple of matches, which definitely they have a great chance.
yeah. I think everybody will be looking for that one or two spot. I think because you get another
Yeah,
chance.
my
Yeah,
yeah. My top four, if you ask me, is
Yeah.
Mumbai, Delhi, RCB, and then surprise, Hyderabad. I
Okay.
actually don't think KKR will make it.
Okay.
KKR, Hyderabad definitely has got some superb, batsmen at the top, and then their bowling unit also is pretty decent. I would like to call out Natarajan, very underrated bowler from Tamil Nadu. He's been bowling excellent left armer. He's one bowler definitely to watch out for in T20. And then, of course, the great, Afghanistan bowler Rashid.
Yeah.
So they have a great, team. In Pandey as well, they have a good solid Indian batsman. So I feel, the Sunrisers will edge out KKR for the fourth spot, and then one more, wild guess. I mean, wild card sort of a take. Um, if they play to their potential, even Kings 11 can make it to the top four if they play to their potential. But they have lost many matches from winning position. But I still feel they have one of the best teams. I mean, if they can win the next 5-6 matches consecutively, and then they can get into the top four. But my top four again: Mumbai, Delhi, RCB, and Hyderabad.
Cool. I think that is all. I think even I feel these four should get in. Other than Kings 11, I have a liking for Kings 11 because we have a lot of Karnataka players there, led by.
Yes, even I
Yeah.
have a lot of
Yeah.
popcorn for Kings
Yeah.
11.
Yeah. So hopeful. I mean, hopefully they'll make it to the top four. Let's see. I think
Right.
RCP did in South Africa once upon a time. If you remember, it was
Right.
second
I
edition,
feel
right?
they went,
Yes,
yeah,
they won. I think
they
six
were
in
in
a tot
finals.
or something. Yeah, they reached
Correct.
finals.
They reached finals, yeah. I
Yeah.
hope this time they'll make it all the way, not just the finals.
Let's see. Yeah.
That's it.
So thanks again, Ramesha, for this good insights. I think we have a no quiz. So what is the question now? Can you go ahead and
Okay, something that should excite Rafa's fans. This is a Nadal related question, a tennis related question. So, as you must have seen in this final, Nadal bageled Djokovic. That is, he won the first set 6-0. That is called bageled in tennis, right? So this does not happen very often, especially with top players when they are playing, right? This has not happened very often. Um, of course, considering these top three, Rafa, Nadal, and Djokovic, they have not bageled each other. Of course, Rafa has bageled both Joker and um, uh, Nadal has Nadal has bageled both Joker and Djokovic and Roger Federer, and Roger Federer also has bageled both Djokovic and Nadal, but Djokovic has not bageled both of them. Okay, he has
okay?
bageled Nadal, but he has not, I think, bageled uh,
Yeah.
Rafa. So my question is around:
Okay.
when was the last time Nadal has bageled Roger Federer? I
Okay.
repeat, when was the last time Nadal had bageled Roger Federer?
That's a very interesting and a tough question. I think people watching this should take a dig at it, and I think one lucky winner is going to get a special prize. So please put in your phone number along with the answers what you provide. Name, phone number would help. I think let's see, Ramesh, who's going to be the winner next week.
Yep.
I think thanks again for your insights, and
Thanks, Pradesh.
let's catch up next week again on Ace Punter Twist. So we had an interesting last 1 week, so we'll look forward to the next week and see what comes up. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Pradesh. Thank you.
Yeah, have a good week. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.